G'day gamers, Sarge here from What's It Like. Now, this lawsuit was originally brought to our attention by GameFile's Stephen Totilo. Nintendo had filed a lawsuit against the 3DS and Switch Emulator developers Yuzu. And while many thought nothing would come of this, the matter has actually been settled out of court after the lawsuit being filed in Rhode Island. As of this morning, news broke that the Nintendo Switch Emulator developers Yuzu settled with Nintendo for $2.4 million in damages, while simultaneously pulling its emulator and source code offline. Yuzu have released this statement. Hello users and Citra fans, Citra being the 3DS emulator. We write to inform you that Yuzu and Yuzu's support of Citra are being discontinued effective immediately. User and its team have always been against piracy, and we started this project in good faith, out of passion for Nintendo and its consoles and games, and we were not intending to cause harm. We see now that because our projects can circumvent Nintendo's technological protection measures and allow users to play games outside of authorized hardware, they have led to extensive piracy. In particular, we have been deeply disappointed when users have used our software to leak game content prior to its release and ruin the experience for legitimate purchasers and fans. We have come to the decision that we cannot continue to allow this to occur. Piracy was never our intention, and we believe that piracy of video games on video game consoles should end. Effective today, we will be pulling our code repositories offline, discontinue our Patreon accounts and Discord servers, and soon shutting down our websites. We hope our actions will be a small step towards ending piracy of all creators' works. Thank you for your years of support and understanding of our decision. Now, I do feel like this statement is court-ordered or perhaps recommended by their lawyer, because it would be incredibly naive as an emulator developer to think that software like this wouldn't be used for piracy purposes, especially when their website explicitly instructs you on how to do so, which appears to be a part of Yuzu's downfall. Trawling through the initial 45-page document you can read on our website shows some interesting insight to just how much impact the emulator had on Nintendo's IP, with over 1 million copies of Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom downloaded before the game's actual release, effectively torpedoing the argument that the emulator was used for backing up or individual collection. Furthermore, the vast majority of these piracy listings listed Yuzu as the emulator of choice to play the game. The documents state that, notably between May the 1st and May the 12th, membership on Yuzu's Patreon, which provides paid members with more updated early access builds of Yuzu, doubled. On this information and belief, thousands of additional paid members of Yuzu's Patreon signed up so that they could download the early access build and play unlawful copies of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. On that information and belief, the defendant and its agents were fully aware the reason membership of Patreon exploded was that Yuzu would be used for unlawful playing of pirated copies of Zelda. Another main point brought to light by these documents is the content on the Yuzu's website seemingly points to how people can obtain product keys in order to play pirated software, and the emulators themselves circumnavigate the encryption protections put in place by Nintendo and the developers, with a quick start guide informing users that they will need a hackable Nintendo Switch system, which Nintendo lawyers state Yuzu developers brazenly acknowledge that using Yuzu necessitates hacking or breaking into a Nintendo Switch. The final nail in the coffin would be the profits made from the emulator, which, while it is free to download, the court documents allege that the Patreon page generates roughly $30,000 per month, and Google Play Premium versions of the emulator at around $50,000, as well as donations which cannot be estimated. Nintendo has a litigious reputation for going after piracy, but the general consensus is that people on social media are unhappy with both these recent developments, stating that this is a major blow to game preservation. But with the games industry in its current damaged state, I tend to think that less piracy is a good thing, isn't it? For those who claim the backup and archival purposes of emulation, I would be really keen to hear your point of view, and I would also love to know how many people legitimately use it for a preservation standpoint compared to the overwhelming majority who would use it to play pirated games. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the matter, and I hope that there can be a positive and respectful discussion on what you think about this whole situation. I've been Sarge from What's It Like. Thank you so much for watching. If you have anything to say, leave it in the comments. I reply to everyone. Thank you. Thanks so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. The best way you can support me is to like and subscribe and continue watching my content if you enjoy it. But if you do want to go that bit extra, you can buy me a coffee or join our Patreon, which shows you behind the scenes of this channel. Thanks again.